Welcome to Park Center High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Girls Basketball. An all-district 279 matchup tonight as the Maple Grove Crimson take on the Park Center Pirates in the regular season finale. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. Ryan, first things first, this is for a conference championship. If Maple Grove wins, they take the West Division title in the Northwest Suburban. If Park Center wins it, it forces a tie with Maple Grove for the championship.
And don't kid yourself, that's a big deal. Both of these schools, even though Park Center won a state championship last year, them and Maple Grove only have one conference championship each. So this is a big deal. Maple Grove 10-1, Park Center 9-2. Maple Grove squeaked out a really tight game earlier in the year. So both teams want this. You want to leave your mark as a conference champion. So a lot at stake.
Yeah, that game they played the first time around over at Osseo Junior High, which became Maple Grove's home court after their school's gym was flooded earlier this year. 2-point game, and both coaches, when we talked to them today, said, expect something similar today. You can't predict for sure it'll be that close, but they definitely feel like the teams are evenly matched.
We're very evenly matched and similar styles. They both can get up and down. They both like to play fast, create a lot of turnovers defensively. They got good size. The other word that really sticks out when you look at these, Jay, is both teams have a lot of balance. Park Center has 4 girls averaging in double figures. Maple Grove has 4 girls averaging 8 points or more. So they really don't do it by one superstar. It's really a mix of just having good team basketball, and they play really well together.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's contest, starting with Maple Grove, and a player who's just very efficient offensively for them, Allie Schmidt.
Allie Schmidt averaging over 10 points a game, for almost 4.5 rebounds. She does a little bit of everything. She's had a couple of double-doubles on the year, so she's not necessarily their go-to scorer, but she's very efficient. She shoots a really high percentage from the field, too, and she plays great defense. They're going to need her to step up against a pretty good-sized Park Center team.
And for the Pirates, we're going to talk about one of their players who was honored just a moment ago on senior night. Hannah Schaub has had a great career for them.
I love watching her play basketball. She's going to Valparaiso next year. She's been a 2-year captain. She's battled adversity. She's really just the engine that makes this team go. She plays sound defense. She's in the top 2 in almost every statistical category for Park Center. So she's a leader. She can score. She can shoot. Great defense, but more, she gets everything set up. Really fun to watch.
This one also could have some bearing on both teams' seeding. They're not in the same section, obviously not even in the same class, but looking to solidify their point, down the stretch. They're going to be seeding Saturday, so a win tonight for either one is another feather in your cap to come in.
Well, we always talk too, Jay, that you want to be playing your best basketball going into the postseason, and it's all about confidence. And you leave with the Northwest Suburban West Conference Championship banner. That does wonders for your team, and you go into that next, that next playoffs or whatever it might be, that next phase of the postseason, feeling like, hey, we just won a really good conference. So more than anything, this means a lot at stake, and these girls all know each other. They've played against each other. Both teams want to be conference champions going into the section tournaments.
All right, we'll find out if it's Maple Grove's all alone or if they'll have to share it with Park Center. The Crimson and the Pirates tip off next on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
It's March Madness, and a spot in the state boys basketball tournament is on the line in the Section 5 4A Championship.
I love Rogers High School for section basketball.
For the first time, you can see the game live on Channel 12 and 12.tv Friday, March 6th. Follow us on Twitter at 12 Sports for live tweets from Rogers High School on game night.
Osseo's going to go to the state tournament.
That's Friday, March 6th, live at 7 o'clock on Channel 12 and 12.tv.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Nice crowd on hand here at Park Center for the last regular season contest, and both teams definitely have some hopes at playoff time here as well as they jump into section play next week. It's funny, Ryan, how it, the season, you're all excited about it early, and then all of a sudden it just feels like it ends in a hurry, and both teams now getting ready for playoff time. Joining us tonight, courtside, here, third member of our team will be Allie Arlt. Let's go down now to Allie.
Thanks, guys. The last time these two teams met, the game was decided by just 2 points in favor of Maple Grove. Now, I asked Coach Vanderhyde of the Pirates what his team learned from that game and what they could do to change that outcome here tonight. He said that last game, his girls played too slow. Tonight has to be fast-paced, aggressive, and that will include a full-court press. Now, Coach Cook also says that his girls need to put up a tremendous defensive effort here tonight, and they're going to switch up that defense throughout the game to keep the Pirates constantly guessing. I also said, what do you got to do to win by 2 points, more than 2 points here tonight? He said, hey, I'll take a 2-point game over a team like Park Center any day, guys.
Thanks very much, Allie. And will be a little bit of that push-pull, tug-of-war about tempo tonight. Park Center definitely wants a higher pace than Maple Grove wants, and score-wise, they would like it to be more in the 60s or 70s there than the 40s like last time. Here's the starters: Haley Barker, Mackenzie Barda, Mary Ekberg in the backcourt for Maple Grove, Maddie Tharp and Allie Schmidt up front. Danielle Schaub and Simonette, Hannah Schaub, McKenna Dubois, and Michaela Hayes for Park Center. And one big contrast, Park Center playing 4 guards and 4 fairly small guards with 1 big post player in Hayes. Maple Grove's got 2 post players and then 3 guards, so there's a mismatch at each end. Park Center has a quickness advantage in one end of the court, whereas Maple Grove has the size at the other in one of those spots. So you're going to see some matchups that'll look a little interesting. Maddie Tharp might be guarded by someone who is about 6, 7, 8 inches shorter than her.
No, absolutely. And I think Michaela Hayes is really the difference maker in a game like tonight. She's only a sophomore. She's 6'1", but her footwork and her skills down low, she was a force when we did her game earlier in the year. I think she's a true center, where Maple Grove has some girls that are 5'10" to 6 foot, but they're more of that power forward, shooting a little bit more on the perimeter. So I think that's an advantage for Park Center. The other thing, Jay, tonight is I've always thought when Haley Barker for Maple Grove is healthy, she's a nightmare defensively. We did their game against Wyzetta, and she single-handedly was responsible for at least 20 turnovers in that game. So I want to see how her pace, her conditioning, she's still kind of getting back into the mix after missing a few games. Is she able to affect Park Center? And Park Center's got such strong guards, too. So I think that's an interesting matchup, going into this game.
Great answer that Coach Cook gave, that Allie relayed, too, when she asked, how do you win by more than 2 this time around? And he said, hey, 2 would be okay with us.
Just ask the New England Patriots. A Super Bowl win is a Super Bowl win, and a conference championship is a conference championship on the road against the defending state champion, albeit from a different class. But you'll take any win any way you can get it, and it doesn't start much easier than a wide-open layup.
Simonette missing on the layup as we are underway now. Park Center looking to pressure Barker here. Tharp comes back to help out. And we have a stoppage early on. The clock didn't start. See where they're going to run it down to. They'll put it at 17:48. So, and all the excitement when the tip happened, the clock did not start. So here's Barker with it in the backcourt, defended by Danielle Schaub. Barda. Park Center trying to get up. They want to dictate a little bit to Maple Grove, even in the half-court defense, not let them just be methodical and work the ball around and take a long time before they shoot it.
Well, and you talk about pace of play, and there's Maple Grove trying to slow it down in no hurry to force a shot here, and they're lucky they didn't get a turnover.
Schmidt had it blocked by Hayes, and then it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch, though, by Hayes, and it will be the Crimson maintaining possession. Schmidt just tried to go right up into the 6'1" sophomore, and Hayes was having none of that.
Well, and she's got great timing, too, on her blocks. She's averaging just under 3 blocks per game. And she does it without fouling, too, which is a skill.
Except that time.
Yeah.
Barda will get the hoop, and the foul is going to go on Hayes.
Well, beautiful cut. They ran a little baseline screen, and you can see Barda comes right off, and I think she just surprised Hayes, able to get that shot off quickly with her left hand and do the body contact. And I'll tell you, Mackenzie Barda, she is a great scorer. She can score from a variety of different ways.
And it goes. Here's Hayes attacking with the left hand. No, Tharp able to bother that shot. Tharp at about 6'3", able to match up fairly well inside. We talked about here's Tharp being guarded by Dubois. There's the one big size difference match. And Barker dragged her pivot foot, travel.
Well, what Maple Grove has to do, Jay, is they got to take advantage of their height advantage. Tharp's got to get on the post rather than near half court, which she's got, almost 9 inches of height size. They got to go right at that and make Park Center adjust and account for that height discrepancy on that matchup.
Hannah Schaub over to Dubois. Simonette will swing it back across. Barda on Hannah Schaub. Danielle Schaub guarded by Barker. Flipped over toward Hannah Schaub, but over her head and out of bounds.
Well, you talked about, pace of play. Neither team extremely high scoring. Park Center averaging just under 66 points per game. Maple Grove right at about 60, so they're kind of similar, but I agree. I think Park Center's game is when they can get up in transition. They have so many guards that can handle the basketball and are quick, whereas Maple Grove will be content taking 30 to 40 seconds off the shot clock.
Schmidt's pass stolen away. Danielle Schaub lost it out of bounds. She got around Tharp and looked like she was going to have a layup, but it just slipped out of her hands.
Well, she turned that over, but man, is she fast. She turned on the gas. Look at her get that steal and blow right past the Crimson defense. And she had a step there. If she would have been just able to get both hands on that ball, she would have had a finger roll for a layup. And really, that's 2 missed easy layups for Park Center in the first few possessions here to start the game.
And they look like they might be a little bit tight. It's a big crowd. It was senior night, parent night. Sometimes those things work for you, but sometimes they can work against you a little bit too.
Well, and I'd say that too, but then I think this is, for the most part, they lost a couple girls, but this is a lot of girls that played on the state championship team last year, and there's no bigger pressure than playing, for the ultimate prize. So a lot of these girls have been there and done that.
Barda to Mary Ekberg from the corner, won't go. Tharp was going to be called for over the back. Dubois blocked her out and was called for, or got the foul called on Tharp, although Tharp is saying, yes, I was behind her, but I'm so much taller, I didn't foul, I just reached over.
Well, give McKenna Dubois there all the credit in the world. She boxed out so many times. You see the ball go up and players just turn their head and watch. She backed it down, able to get position on it. Sometimes it's just an easy call for the referee, whether it's a foul or not. It looks like one.
Get a foul away from the ball, a hold, it looks like, as Hannah Schaub made her cut. Barda going to be called for a push. That'll be her first, team's second. Park Center yet to score here. Turned it over a couple times, had a couple of missed shots. Here's Dubois shooting, that one is short. And Barda grabs it now to Barker. Over for Schmidt, but too far.
Well, I like the look. She had Schmidt running, streaking for a layup. And I agree with you, Jay. It just seems like both teams maybe a little tight, not playing the relaxed basketball that we've seen both these teams capable of playing. And I think it's an interesting matchup, too, that number 10, Haley Barker, is guarding the younger Dubois. Schaub, excuse me. She's normally the best perimeter defense, but you can see why is Schaub able to get to the basket. She is so explosive with that first step.
Barker called for the push on the hip as she went up for the shot, and Danielle Schaub will shoot free throws here for Park Center. Third foul on the Crimson. And free throw no good, so they still have yet to score. She's a good free thrower normally, about 71%.
Well, it's funny too. Sometimes in these tight games, all you need to get one free throw to drop. Just take that lid off the basket. And sometimes all of a sudden, all the pressure's off. You got a point on the board. Now you can just relax and play basketball.
Barker cut off, goes back out. Tharp will take that three-pointer, and it is good. Maddie Tharp, good outside shooter, buries it.
Well, how often do you have a 6'3" forward / center that can step out and confidently knock down the three? Beautiful looking shot.
Hannah Schaub for the answer. First field goal tonight for the Pirates. And they are back to within 2.
Well, like I said, you just see that ball go in once. All of a sudden, both teams playing a little bit looser, getting back to just playing basketball.
Barker getting it to Barda. Now Tharp. Crimson swinging it side to side here, but well defended. That's the thing, these teams know each other so well too, and not just from playing once earlier this year. Here's Barda shooting it quick, no good. Rebound knocked around, but Hannah Schaub away with it. To Danielle Schaub. Back out for Hannah for another three the other side, no good. Hayes gets that rebound. And Coach Cook saying, hey, that was a foul on my girl, how about that one? Hayes putting it up, no good. Nice rebound, Simonette, and she was fouled. She will go to the line.
You know, not a shot. I think Michaela Hayes that Maple Grove will live with, Jay, taking a three-point shot like that. But again, just basic basketball. You got to put a body. You got to find someone. And that time, Simonette just streaked right in. Great hustle play. And then she had not only the wherewithal to get at the ball, but then to throw it up there and get the contact too.
Simonette's another real valuable player that does a lot of things well for this team too. 11 points per game and 77% free thrower, although she didn't make that one. They've got some pretty good averages at the line, but even that part of it's been a little bit off tonight.
Well, and it was senior night too, but one thing to note, you know, they have 3 starters that are all sophomores, and they have a couple of their top subs that are sophomores. So they got a lot of youth inflicted too with 2 great senior leaders. So this is not just a good team, but a good program. You know, that Coach Vanderheid's done an excellent job of building this youth program and keeping and retaining the talent to stay here at Park Center.
Osseo Iobamadeli is in there now, number 25 for PC. Barker penetrates and dishes. In for the Crimson now, number 20, Grace Jensen. Iobamadeli, nice block out and rebounds that miss.
Well, a great job getting rid of that ball as she was going to the ground too. Able to avoid the travel. Park Center doing a nice job too, Jay. They're switching all these ball screens. Maple Grove just has nowhere to go coming off these down screens.
Dubois driving it, not able to finish. Rebound knocked around and winds up with Barda. Now Barker looking to push. Tried to go to Schmidt, intercepted by Hannah Schaub. Schaub trying to cross over for a second time, and Barker said, no, you're not going to do it again.
Well, you know who I am? I'm maybe the best perimeter guard defender in the state of Minnesota. Give me that ball right back. Yeah, you got to really protect the ball when Barker's guarding you or picking you up full court.
Barda goes around Iobamadeli, missed the shot, but was hit, and will shoot free throws here. And it will go against Iobamadeli.
What a great individual one-on-one move that was by Barda. She had the ball in her right hand, Jay, and she just hesitated and quick crossover. And what I like too is that she didn't try to take it all the way in as she knocks the first free throw. She knew where she was open, which was that mid-range jump shot, and she took it and able to get the contact. And she's an excellent free throw shooter.
Caroline Griffith, 24, and 23, Julie Haggart reporting in here for the Crimson. And Barda knocks down a pair. And the sub coming for Park Center is Camille McCoy, the 3rd senior member of this team that was honored before tonight's contest here. And obviously their program went to new heights last year, winning that state 3A championship. And pretty much the same team back, with the very notable exception, of course, of Kayla McMorris, who's now playing for Wisconsin, was their acknowledged leader and best player a year ago.
Yeah, but a lot of these girls too. I mean, even if you're a role player or a bench player, you're a part of something magical, and it's something you take with you. Oh, what a spin!
Barda, good steal and spun but missed. And now we're going to get a traveling call on Grace Jensen as she was trying to get rid of that ball and ends up falling with it.
Yeah, Barda, what a great spin move, but then she had the time. I think she rushed it a little bit. she could have just gathered herself. She could have stepped back and gotten a better angle on that layup, but instead rushed it. Great effort, too, by Maple Grove. Just unfortunate she lost her balance. But you can see this Maple Grove team, there's a reason their scores are in the 40s and sometimes even in the 30s. They defend and they're smart. They're well coached with Coach Cook, and they know these girls really well. They know what Park Center is trying to do, and they do a nice job of getting you out of your comfort zone.
Hager whips it across the other side. Shot won't drop for Griffith, and Hannah Schaub looking to run it back. Schaub, a step back three, in and out. It looked good, but it wouldn't stay down.
Yeah, it was kind of an afterthought. She wasn't trying to look to score there, and she realized there was no defender. Everyone backed off, and she stepped into it and just rimmed in and out.
Barker traveled. Tried to fake that pass to the wing and see if she couldn't sneak a shot up, but it didn't work out. Olivia Peterson, 13, coming in for Park Center. And Hayes back in as well. And Mary Ekberg returns for the Crimson.
Well, and Haley Barker, her assisted turnover ratio is about 3.2 to 1. And she's come out and had a few early turnovers. She's not quite settling into her normal game. You're going to get a moving screen violation up top. Easy call for the referee to make.
Hayes is going to pick that one up, and that will be her second.
Well, and that's big because she's obviously, with her height and size and her scoring ability, she's their leading scorer. 2 early fouls. We'll see what Coach Vanderhyde wants to do with her.
And it goes through the hands of Griffith and out of bounds. So another turnover committed there by the Crimson. We've been stuck on 8-5 for a while here. 10:33 to go in this opening half. Again, if you're just joining us, a win for Maple Grove, and they take the West Division title outright in the Northwest Suburban. If Park Center wins, they share it. Here is Hayes rolling to the hoop, scores it off the feed from McCoy.
What a beautiful set play. As Olivia Peterson, number 13, set a diagonal up screen, and then just Michaela Hayes set it up perfectly, caught it right in rhythm, able to get an easy layup, showing her length too. It's hard to contest that when she catches it down low and extends like that.
Gonna get a hold out top as the drive was started. I think it'll be on Danielle Schaub as Emily Dean put the ball on the court, and Schaub got a little bit too much hands on her there. Out to Ekberg for a quick pop three off the back of the iron, and Peterson boards it. Here comes Danielle Schaub pushing it. Crimson have really stressed getting back. Here's McCoy from the baseline. That's good.
Well, I think that's Park Center's offense at their best. They push the ball up in a hurry. They don't force it. They get an inside post touch with Hayes, and she's not selfish, Jay. She'll make the right basketball play. And she found, I believe, was that Camille McCoy that was on the baseline. And if they can play inside out like that, they're a great offense.
Barta driving. We get a foul on the drive prior to the shot. And it will go against Io Bomadelli. That will be her second. Yeah, a lot of times people think, running the ball means you get a layup or nothing, but they're very good in secondary break and getting those open looks because of it. And that last play was a prime example.
Well, and the reason when you push the ball like that, you put so much pressure on the defense to match up, and sometimes you don't match up against the person you're supposed to, and someone gets open, so you get a secondary transition basket out of it, and they run that really well. But just by attacking like that, with poise, still, not playing out of control, but it's a big part of why Park Center's had so much success this year.
Freshman Jada Buford checking in now for PC. She had a good game and a 4-point win over Osseo the other night that helped to set the Pirates up for a chance to tie for the conference. And the younger sister of Cooper head coach Kiara Buford, who was a very good player at the University of Minnesota. One of their best in the last 15, 20 years. Buford's going to let it fly. It is short. Hannah Schaub rebounds. Danielle Schaub looking for Hayes. And ball knocked away. Do we have a foul or just out of bounds here? Looks like it is going to be a foul against Barker.
Ooh. I don't know about that one.
That'll be her second, so something to keep an eye on there as well. Io Bomadelli and Hayes each have 2 for the Pirates. Now Barker gets her second foul for Maple Grove.
Well, and that's big because you can see she's so active and she's so aggressive defensively. Getting a second foul, sometimes it can change the way she plays, the style and the success in which she plays. You can see Coach Cook making a defensive switch, putting Barker back on Daniela Schwab.
Peterson comes out to get it. Looking baseline for Buford, and that was kind of an ill-advised one. Buford really wasn't looking, and it just goes out of bounds. So Crimson trailing it now by a point, 9-8. Quite a drought for them. They've had a few missed shots, a few turnovers. Tharp coming way out, but Buford stayed right with her. Now edge of the lane, Schmidt, and is fouled by Peterson. Schmidt, very aggressive, just going right at it there, and Peterson was more or less in the way as much as anything and called for the foul.
Well, she went right at Michaela Hayes with two early fouls, and Hayes didn't want anything to do with that, picking up her third foul. And instead, Peterson's there to draw the foul, but a heads-up play by Allie Schmidt. And she's the second player, averaging in double figures, 10.8 points per game. I always think when you watch Maple Grove play, generally they're going to get pretty good scoring out of Barda. Barker's going to get 8 to 10 points. And if they can get that third, whether it's Ekberg or Schmidt, someone else to step up and be that third player in double figures, that's when they offensively can put up points and do damage.
Buford lofting it for Hayes at the edge of the lane. Hayes turning with the left hand, couldn't get it to drop, and Schmidt boards it.
And she's a right-handed player, but she goes so well to her left, and she's got that great long Euro step that she does. That time, no one challenged it. She just missed it.
And Maple Grove fortunate to keep that ball. The pass was off target, but knocked away by Hayes. McCoy will come back in. Hayes will take a breather here for Park Center as Maple Grove's Ekberg will inbound on the baseline. 9-9 our score here. Tight defense and a little bit cold shooting for both. Trying to pitch it inside. Buford, though, got a piece of it, and Simonette recovers.
Well, Buford did a great job of fighting right there. It looked like, I think that was Ekberg that was trying to post her up. Had the size advantage. She just fought over it.
And McCoy missed a jumper. Ekberg the rebound. Park Center thought they had tied her up clean. The official felt otherwise, so we get a foul call. And that is going to be the 7th foul, so we will go to the bonus now as Buford will be called for the personal, and Mary Ekberg will check in at the free throw line here for the Crimson.
Well, that's a big plus. When you're on the road and points are at a premium, if you can get into the bonus situation with 7.5 minutes left, that's a great benefit. Maple Grove has to use that to their benefit here, Jay. Get to the free line, but then you got to make the free throws.
Schmidt, a great rebound in traffic. Then Tharp gets it, and she will shoot free throws. Ekberg, about a 65% shooter from the line, missed that front end of the 1-and-1, and now they'll get another crack at it with Maddie Tharp, who's also at 65% for the season.
I think you're going to see a lot of Tharp and Ekberg right now with Michaela Hayes on the bench with those 2 fouls. Just no one size-wise or length-wise able to match up with the Crimson's front line.
Tharp's second free throw no good as well, and the rebound by McCoy. Danielle Schaub as the Crimson into a 2-3 zone.
And like we alluded in the pregame, Coach Cook going to switch the defenses up, try to keep Park Center off guard, off balance a little bit, not let those guards get into a rhythm. So, going from a man to a trap to a 2-3, and sure enough, it forces an unforced turnover.
And now Park Center looking to come with full court pressure here. They get it inbounded to Barker. Simonette will defend her. 7 minutes to play, a low scoring first half. It's just 9-9. Barker spinning. Boy, look like she had room to keep going. Yeah, Schaub ahead to Simonette. Back for Danielle Schaub, and she'll shoot free throws. Good catch by Simonette. It was really too far out front of her. She did the best she could just to save that one.
Yeah, look at this, one-handed, caught it, able to get it right back. And very fortunate for Danielle Schaub, who's going to go to the free throw line. But that could be a potential 4-point swing there, Jay. As you saw Haley Barker, she spin. If she would have kept her head up, no one in front of her could have walked in for an uncontested layup. Instead, it's a turnover and shooting 2 on the other side for the Pirates.
Danielle Schaub 1 out of 2 at the line tonight and knocks that one down confidently. Pirates ahead now 10-9. It was the second foul on Schmidt. I actually thought it might have been Barda, but I don't know. Either way, they both had one going into that. It wasn't either way you were going to wind up with one of your key players. And I think that might be what they're checking right now, possibly. Yeah, it was on Barda. Yeah, that's what I thought. So Schmidt just has one now, and Barda has 2. Danielle Schaub, the interruption doesn't bother her as she makes the second free throw as well. 2-point Park Center lead. Up to Barker, looking to trap her along the sideline. Throws it up to Tharp. Dubois defending Barker. They keep switching those screens out top, as Ryan said. That'll be close to a 5 count there. Across it comes to Schmidt. Dubois stripped it away, but fouled her, and Schmidt will go to the free throw line.
I was just about to say Haley Barker just doing a little too much dribbling, not keeping her head up, and then she fires a strike over to Allie Schmidt. And for any center that's watching this game, that's a great example. If Haley Schmidt keeps that ball up high, she's able to finish that and maybe take the contact. She's fortunate that she got fouled because that looked like a pretty clean block. But anytime a center, if you got good size, good height, keep that ball up high by your chin where a guard can't come by and steal it.
Gets 1 out of 2, but it comes right back to Allie Schmidt. Then it's taken away almost by Simonette. They keep fighting for it. And we get a tie-up, Dubois and Schmidt. Obama is going to check back in here for Park Center. Danielle Schaub will get a breather. Obama picked up a couple of fouls earlier in the game. Inbounded to Barda. Then they go to Ekberg in the corner. You see Park Center is really trying to keep the ball from being reversed. They're trying to pin it to one side or the other. Side.
And again, Maple Grove, so often they run these dribble handoffs. So they're able to turn the corner easy. Oh, beautiful high-low. Excellent feed by Allie Schmidt. Great job by Maddie Tharp. She got great post position and a nice, beautiful touch pass, able to lead to an easy layup.
Dubois taking the 3, didn't get it to drop. Barker hands it to Tharp and then over to Barda. Timeout taken by Coach Cook. And you talked about it earlier about how they need to take advantage when they've got somebody that much smaller. And boy, you couldn't ask for a better high-low than what they got.
No, and Maddie Tharp did a great job. She walked her defender. They were fronting her. She walked the defender up the lane so she had plenty of space when that ball was thrown over the top. And just an excellent high-low. And it's hard to do that against Park Center too, Jay, because they play such good ball pressure. And a lot of times they force the girl they're guarding to not be able to keep their head up, not seeing that. But Maple Grove that time did a very nice job of just handling the pressure and not playing fast. And it led to an easy basket.
Little under 6 minutes to play here in the first half, and a 12-11 lead for Maple Grove. Trying to take the West Division title of the Northwest Suburban outright. Elk River winning the North Division. Of course, this is the first year of 2 divisions. We added 3 teams to the conference with Totino Gray, Spring Lake Park, and Irondale coming over. Back to Schmidt, driving it on the baseline and not able to get it up or onto the rim there between defenders, but they'll get another possession. Schmidt trying to look into Tharp. Dubois bodying up on her. They throw over the top. Not a real good pass that time. And it's taken away by Park Center. Anna Shaw. Nice dish in the lane. Dubois missed it though. And Dubois though will get it back. Anna Shaw looking to Obama Deli. She'll pop a 3 and it's good.
Well, got her feet set. Great arc on that ball. You knew that was nothing but net coming in. There's a steal.
Hannah Schaub, the steal on the layup.
Just ripped it right away from Barker. And that's that pressure defense. That's Park Center. When they can get that pressure going full court, they become very tough. And you see they're feeding off that energy as there's another jump ball. Abadeli, nice job. Just a beautiful look. She squared up. Nothing but net. And here's the turnover right off the out-of-bounds pass. anytime you get that ball up high where you don't have your strength, it can be taken away. Nice job by Park Center attacking defensively.
Simonette for three. That one's off target, but Hannah Schaub winds up with the rebound. Here's Dubois for three. That's good. Park Center putting together a run. They go up 19-12. They've scored more points in the last few minutes than most than teams had been for most of the half.
And those are just effort. Great effort keeping the ball alive. And Maple Grove's got to do a better job at closing out on the shooters. Park Center's taking a lot of perimeter shots tonight. Nothing really going to the basket. And there's another unforced pass by Haley Barker. And a turnover. And definitely not what Coach Cook wants. You can see just easy passing along the perimeter. No one closing out for Maple Grove. And Hannah Schaub, one of the senior co-captains, going to St. Thomas next year to play basketball. She buries her first three of the game. And it was enough to get Coach Cook out of that 2-3 zone defense, too. Back to playing man-to-man.
Schaub comes out to get it, calling a set here. Our team up now by 7 as they have jumped out front of the Crimson. Dubois back out to Schaub, and now McCoy will take the three. That one misses. Kept it alive, but then Barta grabs it from Maple Grove.
When you just see the Pirates are just pesky, aren't they, Jay? As soon as you get a rebound, they're going for it. They're trying to get that ball loose. You got to really protect the basketball when you're in the front court with Park Center's guards.
The thing I like too, though, is they generally aren't really foul prone when they're doing it. They're not coming in, chopping at the ball out of control.
That's their game. They're good. They got quick hands and they're smart about it.
Schmidt bobbles, now gets it to Barker. Simonette getting up on her. Long time since the Crimson have gotten a real good look. Barker might have traveled there, but gets the benefit of the doubt this time.
Well, they got to look down because Maddie Tharp is sealing a much smaller Hannah Schaub, and she's open. They're just not getting her the ball.
Barta the drive. It'll be a blocking foul as Hannah Schaub got there just a touch late. They say that'll be her first, and Barta will head to the line.
Well, good job by Barta taking the contact. You can see that's the right call. What was great was Coach Vanderhyde behind the official. He was waiting for the charge or the block call. He got down in a full charge pose, and he wanted that call. You don't think this matters to these coaches, being a conference champion?
One more coming here for Mackenzie Barta. And boy, when you're being pressured and you've had a drought, just attacking the basket's always a good thing.
Well, you get to the free throw line, you get a breather, you get to set your defense, you get 2 easy shots, you can snap out of the funk that they're in. You're right, there's nothing better. And even just as a scorer, and Barta, she's so great when she's aggressive.
In and out for Dubois. And Barta now to Tharp. Back out top to Barker.
Yeah, my biggest criticism for Mackenzie Barta is that she's too unselfish. She's scoring almost 17 a game, but I think she's talented enough and skilled, and she can score in so many different ways.
Dean wipes out there, tripped up by Simonette. That'll be first on Ann Simonette. Just got her foot in the wrong spot here.
Yeah, it looked a lot worse. Thank gosh she didn't hit her chin on the floor. That's what I initially thought. I think she fell on the ball. Sometimes the ball can be a little barrier protector for you, but yeah, it looked worse than it was, but they'll be shooting 2 here the rest of the way.
Dean not able to get the free throw to go. Maple Grove struggled at the line, and Coach Cook was limiting that the other night against Osseo, that they didn't shoot the ball particularly well at the line down the stretch, or he felt they might have had a chance to win that one on the road. In and out, misses again.
Well, when you're on the road playing against a defending state champion and points are a premium, you got to make your free throws.
Park Center leading it by 5. In from McCoy, lost the handle, then gets it back, and they'll kick it right back out. Hannah Schaub open for 3, no. Io Bomadelli up for it, battled for it, and it'll be knocked out of bounds. Looked like it might have been knocked away from Io Bomadelli by a Maple Grove player, but the official saw it the other way. Io Bomadelli gets a piece of that one. Now out to Simonette, open for 3, no. They've hit a couple of big threes, but they've also missed a few. Now Simonette cuts in for the steal and will shoot free throws, similar to one she had earlier.
You got to be careful with the basketball. Maple Grove getting defensive rebounds, and you can see Barta outletting him back. And Coach Cook was telling her, when you get it, just turn it up, Mackenzie, and go. She can dribble the basketball. Instead, she's holding on to it, made a dangerous pass to her center right in front of the other opponent's basket. And Simonette does a nice job. The second time tonight, she just stepped right in front and able to get a steal.
Third foul on Haley Barker as well, so she's going to sit. And the Crimson will have to work around foul trouble for her. Second free throw not good for Simonette. And Tharp out of there with it. Maple Grove, quite a drought, but down by 6.
I think that's a good thing if you're Coach Cook. You look and say, we've really struggled shooting the ball. We've turned it over, but we're still only down 6 on the road.
Barta had a miss, but they did another crack at it. Ekberg dumping it in for Schmidt. Iobamadeli tied her up. Alternating possession goes to Maple Grove, but again, good hands to see that pass coming and grab it.
Yeah, Maple Grove, Jay, they're a split second late on these post feeds. They're getting their bigs open. Nice cut off the pass. Barta with the layup, not able to convert it, but she fights her way for the offensive rebound. But you can see Allie Schmidt, Ekberg, and Tharp, they're getting open, but Maple Grove, the guards are being pressured, so they're just a second late getting it to them.
Schmidt, a miss in traffic and another tie-up, and this one will go Park Center's way, of course. 51 seconds to go in the half. Peterson will come back in here for Park Center. Crimson make a couple of changes as Grace Jensen comes back in. Here's a spot where if you got anybody where you were a little worried about fouls, that you think about getting them out for that last 51. Schaub handing it off to Simonette. See, they might be thinking of playing for one shot here with this lead, although their style of play wouldn't surprise me if they don't necessarily do that either.
What they do here is they run dribble handoffs until they either get a matchup that they can break down and exploit, or it allows them to keep them floor spread, keep it balanced, line up some shooters, take time off the floor, and then if you get a matchup, attack.
Coach Cook telling Jensen, back off. We don't want them driving by you right here. Under 10 to go. Schaub to the other Schaub over to Dubois. Her pass tipped. Ekberg got a piece of it, and then Simonette's shot was blocked. 1.7 seconds to go.
Well, I thought Mary Ekberg did a great job there, Jay. She was in the paint. She closed out on that shot, able to get a hand up on it. That's not an easy ask of a 6-foot center to be guarding the perimeter like that.
Coach Vanderhyde wants a timeout here to get a play set up. It tells you how important every little sequence is. 1.7 before the half, but they really want to get a good quality look here, see if they can add to that lead.
Yeah, and 1.7, that's especially both of these teams, the way they execute underneath out of bounds. You know, it's a couple screen the screeners, you can get a nice open look and even have time for a pass and get an open shot. And I'll tell you, there's nothing bigger than in a big game if you hit a buzzer beater going into halftime. You know, for Park Center, that would extend the lead to either 8 or 9. And that's a pretty daunting task for as well as they play at home, too.
And particularly 9 points seems awful large when you only have 14 at halftime. So it will be Hannah Schaub inbounding it here for Park Center. See who they want to get.
Well, interesting decision, too. They're not guarding the ball.
Dubois short with that. Hayes tried to get an opportunity up but couldn't do it, and we have reached halftime here. Park Center holding a lead of 20-14, a very low scoring half, so in one way that might kind of be playing to Maple Grove's favor, but they're the team trailing it here on the road at this point in this important matchup for the West Division Championship. Let's go now to Allie.
Thanks, guys. Coach, a slow start offensively for both teams, but you guys sparked it with a run here late in the first. What do you have to do in the second to put this game in the bag for the Park Center?
Well, we got to keep the energy up. I like the energy we have right now and the pressure we're putting them on defensively. We got to convert some of those easy baskets on the other end. We got some good looks. We just couldn't knock them down.
Early foul trouble for Michaela Hayes. What does your team need to do in the second half to compensate for her absence on the court?
Well, now she'll be back out there, so we did a good job maintaining with her on the bench. But when she's on the floor, it's a different kind of team. We can get some post action then. So.
All right, what do you tell the girls going into the locker room so that you guys can get this W?
Just be positive, keep the energy up, stay together. I like our energy, so we got to keep it going.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, Allie.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Allie, and thanks to Coach Vanderhyde for taking the time. We'll hear from Coach Cook from Maple Grove right in before the second half begins. It is halftime here at Park Center. The Pirates leading the Crimson 20-14. We'll be back with more of our live coverage here on 12 Sport. It's March Madness, and a spot in the state boys basketball tournament is on the line in the Section 5 4A championship.
I love Rogers High School for section basketball.
For the first time, you can see the game live on Channel 12 and 12.TV Friday, March 6th. Follow us on Twitter at 12 Sports for live tweets from Rogers High School on game night.
Osseo's going to go to the state tournament.
That's Friday, March 6th, live at 7 o'clock on Channel 12 and 12.TV.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets make super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a Shelter Pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
To 14, Park Center leading Maple Grove at halftime here in this battle to help decide the West Division Championship for the Northwest Suburban. Again, Maple Grove will win outright with the win. If Park Center wins, they share the championship. Here's a look at our first half highlights. A lot of defense in this one, but also some good offense on occasion. There's Mackenzie Barta cutting and getting the feed, scoring it +1. And Tharp popping a three-pointer. Maple Grove had a lead for a good chunk of the half, but Park Center definitely closed strong. Here's Hannah Schaub knocking down her first field goal of the game, that three-pointer from the right side. Then they go inside. Nice roll by Hayes right up and over the defender to score after cutting down the lane behind a screen. Then the pass coming over to Hayes, and here's McCoy knocking it down from the baseline for Park Center. High-low action there. A nice one for Tharp.
Yeah, I think they need to exploit Tharp here a little bit more in the second half, Jay.
Obama-Deli popping a three, and then this was a big sequence.
Well, those were back-to-back threes in a point where it was 9 points total, I think, for Park Center. So that was really a big minute right there for Park Center getting their offense going.
See, the scoring obviously not real high scoring in the first half. Barta was 7-5 for Tharp, and a single 2 points, I should say, free throws for Schmidt. Hannah Schaub leading the way with 5 for Park Center, but more balance for them. Danielle Schaub, Dubois, and Obama-Deli all with 3 points apiece. We will continue our coverage here from Park Center. Halftime score is the Pirates 20, the Crimson 14. Back to PC in a moment.
drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back here to Park Center. As we said heading into the half, in some ways the low score probably favors Maple Grove. However, they're not the team on top, so Park Center, I think, especially later in the half, had a lot more to like than Maple Grove did.
Well, and they fed off those two made threes that we showed in the highlights, because then they got a couple of full court turnovers. They were able to apply some pressure. And on the flip side, too, Maple Grove on the road, they had 7 missed free throws in that first half. And you figure, you know, normally they're going to make another 4 or 5 of that. That could be the difference in this ball game tonight. The other thing, too, I think Haley Barker, you know, the point guard, she struggled in the first half, had a few turnovers. She's got to get back in control, because when she's playing aggressive and efficient, this Maple Grove offense is significantly better.
See what's at stake here, Maple Grove. They'd both be 10-2, and they would have split their 2 meetings, so outright tie for the title if Park Center wins, and Osseo having a game this final night as well, right in the hunt. So not a bad showing for the 3 schools in this district. They're going to finish 1, 2, 3 in the conference in the West Division anyway. And as we said, neither coach could say for sure what this would mean for their seeding, but it was, you know, clearly a quality win would be something to have ammunition when you go into that seeding meeting on Saturday. So they're looking to do that. I mean, there's some close things. Centennial in Section 5 of 4A, which includes Maple Grove and Osseo. They have a head-to-head win over Maple Grove, which certainly would help their cause. They probably have a slightly higher strength of schedule as well. They could possibly be the #1 seed, and Maple Grove, Osseo right in that mix for, you know, right in there 1, 2, 3 of Champlain Park's also going to be a team that'll have some things to say as far as seeding. We're going to go down now to Allie with Coach Cook.
Thanks, guys. Coach, before the game, you stressed how important that defensive effort was here in this game. You've held Park Center to just 20 points, but what does your team need to do to spark offensively in the second?
We have to handle their pressure. They're such a good defensive team, and they help so well. We just got to handle it. We got to not panic with the basketball in our hand. We got to take advantage of some matchup issues that they have against us. You know, we got a 6'3" kid on the block that's being guarded by a 5'7" kid. We got to see that, and we got to get her the ball.
What's this going to come down to for this game, for who takes this conference title?
Well, I think, you know, you got to minimize turnovers, you got to minimize mistakes, and then you got to, you know, take advantage of opportunities on the offensive end. And we got to finish a little better, we got to shoot free throws better, and we'll see. It should be a fun second half.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Allie, and thanks to Coach Cook. And, you know, he knew very well what this game was going to take coming into it. I don't think the only thing, like he said, you know, the free throws certainly have been one thing, but also just have been bothered by the pressure more than they would have liked. They've got, you know, a fairly experienced team, and they're at times didn't look like it.
Well, and I thought a lot of the turnovers, Jay, were unforced. I mean, they were passes among the perimeter or trying to force a really tight pass in that wasn't necessary. So I don't want to say it's handling the pressure, but what I would say, and this is exactly what Coach Cook said, is they got opportunities. They got Maddie Tharp, 6'3", being guarded by someone almost a foot shorter than her. And we saw that beautiful high-low where she was able to get a layup. They got to take advantage of it. They got to just slow down and make smart plays. And they've done that all year. If they can do that, make some free throws, they'll be right back into this game.
Yeah, you kind of forget now that they really did have the lead for a good chunk of that first half. So it's certainly not something they're incapable of doing. There's Tharp from 15.
It's just really good basketball. It was a weak side flash to the high post, and Tharp caught it, and we saw her knock down a 3 in the first half. That's a weapon when you have a girl that's 6'3" that can shoot from the perimeter.
Danielle Schaub the miss. Sparta grabs it. Barker looking to push it back the other way. She has 3 fouls, so that's something to keep an eye on here. Barker spinning, but Schaub stays right with her. Barta looking inside, but elected not to go to Schmidt. Now Ekberg.
Let's see, too, if Maple Grove looks to attack at Michaela Hayes. She's got those early fouls. If they can go right at her and try to pick her 3rd foul up, maybe get her out of the ballgame again.
Here they go to Schmidt. Turns and shoots, no good. Hayes, good hands on the rebound.
Well, they did just that. Hayes just, that time was fading away from the basket. He got to turn and go right into the chest of Michaela Hayes.
Into Hayes, triple team, but stepped around it and scores. Nice footwork.
Yeah. Great footwork and much improved from last year as a freshman. And she has big steps too, if you'll notice. Her pivots are really big. She took a step from 2 positions up on the block all the way for a layup. Excellent move.
Knocked away by Dubois. Barker gets it back, and then a foul on Danielle Schaub as they were hounding Barker. Almost got the ball away cleanly, but then Barker recovered it. I'm not so sure the first one was all that clean either.
You can see Barker's getting frustrated too with all that pressure. She's got to shake it off, get back to playing her basketball where she's in control and she's making plays for her teammates.
Out to the wing to Barta, pitches it in. Here's Schmidt, and it rolls in and drops.
Oh, they're making a conceited effort to get the ball inside, and that's they have had successes, and you can't turn your back because Park Center's coming right back at you. Simonette able to slip through and get behind the defense for an easy layup in transition.
Nice catch and finish, nice pass as well. Ball never even hit the court. Simonette just laid it up and in. 6-point lead here again for Park Center. Into Thorpe on that high-low, this time not able to get it to drop.
Well, that was the right idea. Tharp just got to take her time there. She has the height advantage. Just catch, knock it down. She hurried that finish a little bit.
Down low to Hayes, turns and scores. Pretty good help by Tharp coming over. That took away her rolling hook, but she still changed at the last second and got that little short jumper to go.
Well, her length is what's so impressive. She's 6'1", but she's long. She's got long arms, and she elevates. So when she shoots that, there's no one on the court that can guard that or disrupt that shot.
Here's Barker to the hole and scores. Nice finish there with a little hesitation dribble.
First time tonight, Jay, I've seen her attack the basket with no regard. We saw her pass up a couple of layup opportunities in the first half. That time she went right at it and got rewarded with a layup over Michaela Hayes, too.
Park Center turns it over, and then Barker threw it to somebody who was cutting and goes into the crowd.
Well, watch Michaela Hayes here. Look at her elevating. She shoots that ball so high. There's no one that can guard. And here Barker just goes right at the basket. Beautiful hesitation. And she went right at Michaela Hayes, too.
6-point lead here for Park Center again. Danielle Schaub drives. Tharp came over to bother that one. And rebound grab by Ekberg. And then we get a reach in. This might be the third on Danielle Schaub, and it will be.
Yeah, I think the referees, too, are starting to send Maple Grove to maybe Coach Cook's talking at halftime, said, hey, if they're slapping at you, let them know that you're getting fouled, and there's 2 early reach-in fouls. And that might change the way Park Center plays defense the rest of the half. That could be a big play and a big factor in this game.
Ekberg going inside. Schmidt across to Tharp. Barker will bring it out top to Ekberg. Barda from the wing, too strong, but it comes right back to her, and then she gives it to Tharp. Tharp missing. Here's Schmidt, the rebound, knocked away from her. It'll stay with the Crimson.
Well, Barda got that offensive rebound off of her own miss. I thought she could have maybe taken that all the way in for a layup. Instead, she kicked it out to Tharp, which was another good shot.
Barker looking inside. They don't have great spacing right now. Barker kicked it back over to Schmidt, and now Barda.
Well, there's just nowhere to go, too. They're attacking, and Park Center doing a nice job of fighting through these screens. And initially, there's just no lanes for Maple Grove to go.
Schmidt dumps it down to Tharp. Back to Allie Schmidt, and was tripped out. And be an out-of-bounds baseline as they'll call the trip.
I don't think that was a foul there, Jay. And that's a big, big call. That's going to be the third foul on Michaela Hayes. They're saying that's not even in the act of shooting either, huh? Underneath out of bounds.
Coach Cook kind of asking that right now.
Well, it's not too often both coaches are angry about a call. You got Park Center mad that Michaela Hayes got called, and you got Coach Cook mad that it wasn't shooting too.
Hannah Schaub with the steal ahead to Hayes. Layup and one. And that's going to be 4 on Barker.
Beautiful basketball. Excellent. Hannah Schaub keeping her head up. And how about the center, 6'1", Michaela Hayes sprinting down the court. It looked like a deer beating everyone down the floor. And that's Haley Barker. If you're going to foul, you can't let her get the shot off too. Knowing you have 3 fouls, you don't want to pick up that 4th foul. What a big play.
I think, in looking at the replay, that Barker, realized she had 3 and more or less tried to get out of the way, but it just didn't work as she was called for bumping into Hayes on the way up. And free throw crawls and drops. Hayes has 7 quick points here in the second half after just a couple in the first half.
Yeah, she's been very aggressive, and they're looking for her too. And she's so fast, so she can beat you down in transition. But that's one of the problems with that is you got to have good ball pressure on the guards in transition.
Knocked away from Schmidt, then she throws it away to Danielle Schaub. Hayes flashing through, hemmed in, so she throws it back out. Corner for Simonette. They keep the ball moving. Io Bomadelli from the top. Handed it over to Hayes and short with a 3, but it comes right to Dubois, so they'll get another opportunity.
Well, that's a shot Maple Grove will live with. Hayes shooting those 3-pointers. But anytime there's long threes, there's going to be long rebounds, so you got to box out on the perimeter.
And Ekberg will be called for the foul as Simonette put the ball on the floor and went by her there, and Ekberg bodied into her. Inbound here to Simonette. Park Center leading it by 9 here, 29-20. They were up 6 at halftime. Danielle Schaub swings it over. Here's Simonette, short. Hayes grabs the rebound in traffic and then was fouled by Tharp. That'll be her second. 4th team foul of the half here on the Crimson, and Park Center able to inbound, or about to inbound. Did we have a foul away from the play? I think we did. It's going to be against Schmidt of Maple Grove. So that'll be her second. They pick up a couple in quick order. Dubois had it blocked by Tharp. We talked about Hayes being long and Tharp, same thing.
Well, and Dubois had the right idea. She's got the quickness advantage over Tharp, but Tharp with those long arms, able to recover that ground easily with a great block.
Io Bomadelli, a nice rebound in traffic there. Dubois for 3, in and out. And Ekberg, a nice board for the Crimson.
Well, Dubois, you can see the look on her face. She's frustrated. That's a number of threes that haven't been bad misses either, Jay. They're just short or just rimming in and out.
Barda to Ekberg, and that one won't drop. Hayes wins the scramble for the rebound. And Danielle Schaub looking to push it to Simonette. Missed it, but Obama Deli is there to follow it.
I'm sure Simonette's going to say that was a pass all the way. I just wanted to use the backboard to get it back to you. Great teamwork, but good 3-on-2 transition. And when you push the ball ahead like that, Jay, you get good opportunities, even off of misses like that.
Biggest lead of the night, 31-20 now for Park Center. Maple Grove has got to find some ways to score the ball. Here's Ekberg turning and shooting, no. And Danielle Schaub. Dubois into Hayes, she'll turn left and rolls off. Tie up and held ball will go Park Center's way.
I'll tell you what, there's just nowhere for Maple Grove to go on the offensive end. I mean, they're getting nothing going to the basket. Park Center's perimeter defense doing a great job keeping the Maple Grove guards in front of them, and there's just nothing easy coming. They're having to work so hard that they end up causing a turnover or a forced jump shot. I really give all the credit in the world tonight to Park Center's defense.
Hannah Shaw back out. Dubois will keep on shooting, but it's long. Simonette grabs it right back though. Second chance opportunities. Obama Deli stops at the edge of the lane and scores.
What a tough bucket, Jay. Couple of hard dribbles, stop on a dime, and then to gather yourself to still get a good form on that jump shot. Beautiful offensive move.
Haggard in a little trouble, got the ball over to Jensen. Maple Grove really kind of in and Hannah Shaw will be called for that foul right there. Maple Grove's in a sort of a do or die spot here. If they don't get it going soon, they're going to be finding themselves really hard pressed to get back in it.
Yeah, look at that move too, that explosive 1 or 2 dribbles, and then to be able to stop and gather yourself to still get off a good shot. Great offensive move. But no, you're right. They're just, and there's really the first time in the second half that we've seen anything going to the basket with confidence. And this is where Mackenzie Barda, she's only a junior, but she's their leader. She's their offensive, scorer. This is where she's got to demand the basketball and start making plays. And I like to see that underneath out of bounds, her getting something going towards the basket.
You see, in contrast to her team as a whole, Barda's been good at the line tonight.
Free throws, yep. And that's the thing, she's a great free throw shooter, and she can get to the basket. She's got to put that kind of pressure on Park Center.
Buford checks back in for the Pirates. Second free throw also good. Barda has 9, but hasn't had a lot of help offensively. Crimson down 11 as Park Center hits the front court. Looking into McCoy, but stolen away there by Julie Haggard. Haggard will shoot that one short on the rim. Obama Deli up with it, flipped it back, but right to Haggard. And Mackenzie Barda for 3, too long. Simonette looking to push it back. Buford down the middle, a little bit off balance there and missed it. And it goes out of bounds off of Griffith of Maple Grove. And Park Center will keep possession here as Olivia Peterson checks back in for PC. Peterson across now to Hannah Schaub. Pass stolen by Barda. Nice job reading that one. She will go right at Schaub. Missed the layup though, and Buford boards it.
And Barda tried to get the contact there instead of focusing on just making the layup. There's a wild transition shot. Someone's got to come to the ball there, Jay, and help her out.
Buford attacking, but missed badly there. Here's Barda. And 2 Crimson players right together, and they end up canceling each other out. Here's Hannah Schaub, had a little trouble with it and loses it. Not real high-level basketball the last couple trips down, but Barda will get an easy layup here.
Good pass, good timeout too by Coach Cook. And Maple Grove at least has been able to get some stops here, create some turnovers. They got to take advantage of it, but a nice job, Mary Ekberg, keeping her head up. And again, I think Barda's got to be the one, at least tonight. If you look at the scoreboard right now, she's the only player on the floor with any points, with 11. She's got almost half her team's points. So they got to keep feeding her. She's got to keep staying aggressive. And then someone else has got to help her out.
Well, be sure to join us next Friday, March 6th, the Section 5 4A Boys Basketball Championship from Rogers. For the first time, we have it for you live on Channel 12 and 12.tv. Should be a great one. Champlin Park, of course, coming in as the top seed, ranked #1, undefeated. It seems like it's their year, but some other teams standing in their way. Centennial, they face in the semis. If they get by them, they'll have to either play Maple Grove or Wayzata, so not an easy path to state. I don't think it's going out on a limb to say if Champlin Park plays their A game, they're probably the best team in that section, but Maple Grove, Wayzata have had good years and could present a problem too.
And we saw them here on Channel 12 play, against Maple Grove at Champlin Park, and Maple Groves for about 3/4 of that game had the lead and played with them. But you're right, if they imposed their will and their style and how athletic and how quick they can score in transition, they got some mix in that with some good athleticism, some good size, along with their perimeter shooting there. I don't even think they're a prohibitive favorite for that section. I think they're the prohibitive favorite to win the state tournament this year.
9-point lead. Here's McCoy turning and firing. It's no good, and Barda. Nice rebound in traffic there for the Crimson. They chance to cut into the lead a little bit more.
And see right there, you'd like to see Barda. She's got Danielle Schaub on her, who's quite a bit smaller than her. I'd like her to take that as a junior, as a scorer. Look at that matchup and be aggressive with it.
Down low, Haggart right underneath the hoop and hits the bottom of the basket with it, and here come the Pirates. Danielle Schaub to Simonette. Baseline drive, missed the layup, and knocked out of bounds by the Crimson, though. And it will be Park Center basketball as Hayes and Iobamadeli come back in for PC.
Yeah, Haggart did a nice job of holding on to possession of that ball. I think she got lost of where she was on the floor. I looked up and realized she was right under the basket, but an excellent effort by Julie Haggart.
Park Center's gone a little bit cold here now as they have built the lead into double digits. Maple Grove's not like they're right on their heels yet or anything, but they've at least kept it where it looks like they have a chance. Here's Hannah Schaub firing that three. Boy, they've not hit a real high percentage from out there tonight. Here's Hayes grabbing it. Hayes inside, in and out. And Griffith winds up with the rebound for Maple Grove.
Well, defensively, Maple Grove's done a great job. They just got to start getting buckets. They got to start capitalizing on some of these stops and being able to turn it into points.
Nice rebound in traffic by Griffith, and she was fouled. And not a bonus yet, but they'll inbound on the baseline.
I'll tell you, Carolyn Griffith, her stats don't wow you, but every time I see her play, she makes one or two of these great hustle plays throughout a basketball game. She's a senior, and she's an excellent defender. She gets those extra rebounds, and a lot of times they turn into positive things for Maple Grove. She's a really big part of this and one of their leaders.
Fourth foul on Michaela Hayes as well, so McCoy will check in to replace her. 7:07 to go. Iobamadeli gets a piece of it. Hannah Schaub throwing it ahead. Griffith intercepts it, but then travels. Good hustle to get back and steal it, but she made a quick little shuffle.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can fault there. You can see if she would have dribbled it, it might have gotten a stolen. So she tried to come to a stop, but her momentum carried her over. But again, excellent hustle by Griffith.
Under 7 to play now. Still a 9-point Park Center lead, but both teams have struggled to score of late. Here's McCoy, a pull-up short with that one. Knocked loose, though, by Hannah Schaub, and they'll get another possession. Interesting for Park Center. At some point you say, do you stay shooting those threes, or we're confident we're going to keep shooting, or do you say we might need to get some looks a little closer to the hoop and then build out from there?
Well, I think you try to get the best shot you can, but I think with Michaela Hayes in and out of the game with foul trouble, that's their best half-court offense as they go inside and out with her. And they're good enough shooters where you just feel that some of these are going to start to fall, too.
Hannah Schaub attacking, but it was blocked. And now Barda into the front court.
The other thing you don't worry about is you've been able to stop Maple Grove on almost every possession. So it's not like you're in a track meet where you got to outscore Maple Grove right now. They're hanging their hat on the defensive end tonight, and that, as of right now, and maybe we'll see, that could be good enough to win this game.
Dean with the drive, knocked out of bounds off of Park Center's Iobamadeli there.
Haley Barker's coming back in. It'll be interesting to watch with 4 fouls. See if she can, with a prolonged rest right there, can bring a spark off the bench. Try to get this Maple Grove offense in sync.
Schmidt draws the contact and will shoot too. Schmidt is really fearless. She'll, take that contact, and a lot of players, when they know they're going to get fouled, they sort of shy away from it, but she doesn't seem to mind.
No, and I love that out-of-bounds play. They set a high double screen. They try to get Barta an open three at the top of the key. If the defense cheats it, then Schmidt rolled right to the basket, a really heads-up play, and able to get to the free throw line, and therefore a change, knock down a free throw. Let's see if that can't spark this Maple Grove team, and expect Coach Cook maybe to do something different out of this made free throw as far as defensively.
Fourth foul there on Danielle Schaub, and Schmidt hits a pair. So it's a 7-point game. Maple Grove battling back into it after it was starting to look like Park Center might put them away.
Well, and keep in mind, too, Park Center without two of their big scorers, Danielle Schaub, foul trouble, and, of course, Michaela Hayes out of the game in foul trouble. So it's not the same Park Center offense that you're normally used to seeing down the stretch in a clutch game.
5:25 to go. Io Bomadelli handing it off to Hannah Schaub. Timeout, Coach Vanderhyde here as they want to discuss things. You're always in that little in-between spot here, too, with about 5 minutes to go. Okay, you're up 7. You don't want to lose aggression, but at the same time, you don't want to take bad shots, and there's always that fine line.
Well, and to what you said a few minutes ago, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Vanderhyde comes out, they run a couple of those high dribble handoffs, take a few seconds off the clock, and then get it into some set where they're getting something going to the basket. If you think about offensively, they only scored 33, so it's not like they've been lighting it up tonight. But their success has come either in transition or going to the basket. Other than that first half where they knocked back-to-back threes down, really struggled from the perimeter. So especially with Michaela Hayes out of the ball game, who's going to be that one that can get something driving to the basket?
That's the nice thing, too, about having as many guards who can handle the ball as they do for late game stuff like this. You can run somewhat of a spread offense and still look to attack, but if nothing's there, you're taking time out. It's kind of a win-win.
Well, and we've seen Danielle Schaub, you've seen Dubois or Hannah Schaub, get switched off with Maddie Tharp guarding him, who's 6'3", who does a great job for that height, but maybe a little slower of foot than some of these guys. So you be patient, you get the matchup you want, and then you be aggressive and you attack.
Pirates have committed 7 team fouls. Maple Grove has committed just 4 here in the second half, so something to keep an eye on in terms of a bonus situation. Inbounded now to Hannah Schaub. Gets a high screen there. Schaub finds Io Bomadelli open, but left it short. Looked like it might have slipped off her fingers a little bit. It seemed to be an easy layup, but they don't convert.
Well, I think Park Center got exactly what they wanted out of that play. A great look. And usually a sure-handed finish, too, but just unable to finish.
Barker misses in the lane, and Dubois coming back. Now Simonette will bring it out. Hannah Schaub keeps on firing. They miss. Io Bomadelli, though, it doesn't hurt nearly as bad when you're able to get a rebound on many occasions. Hannah Schaub all the way, and it just drops out.
The big question is Maple Grove, can they capitalize? Can they get something going to the basket here? Can they get, whether it's Mackenzie Barta going, if it's Ekberg or Allie Schmidt or Barta, someone going to the basket here, getting a good shot.
Tharp's pass bounces away, and it's a turnover by Maple Grove. They miss an opportunity to cut into that lead a little more. Io Bomadelli swinging it way across. Dangerous one there, but they come down. Here's Io Bomadelli shooting a 3. No good. Tharp boards it.
Well, Coach Cook's got to feel like they're bailing us out a little bit. Taking the 1-2 quick passes for a 3.
Barker nearly had herself tied up, and now it is a jump ball. And it will stay with Maple Grove. Ekberg will check back in here for the Crimson. Under 4 minutes to play now. 33-26. Again, if Park Center wins, these teams share the West Division title in the Northwest Suburban. If Maple Grove's able to rally, they would win it outright. Barta driving it on Simonette, but good help defense. Io Bomadelli stepped in, tried to steal it, and is going to be, well, either her or Simonette going to pick up this foul.
That's going to be a bonus, too, for for Maple Grove, and that's just what the doctor ordered for them. And not only are they getting to stop the clock, be able to set their defense up, but they're sending Barta to the line where she's been lethal tonight with no misses.
Second foul on Simonette, so Barta trying to score with the clock stopped here and does, so a 6-point ball game. Interesting, I think, if you talk to both of these teams, you know, there's so many things that they say, gosh, if we had just made a few more shots or we'd just taken care of the ball a little bit more, we had chances for this game to be a better outcome for us. But obviously right now, Park Center, the team with the better outcome at this point. 33-28 our score.
But again, as poorly as Maple Grove's been offensively, they're still right in this game at 5 points. There's another miss layup. And Maple Grove just getting fortunate. Park Center has gotten nice looks the last few times. They just haven't been able to make it. So here you stand, 2 possessions down. And there's a hole, which is going to be another bonus. And it's going to send, I think it's Allie Schmidt that was posting up down low. We're going to send her to the free throw line.
Simonette will pick up her third, and Schmidt, who was 2 out of 4 in the first half, but then knocked down a pair of big free throws not too long ago. Hayes will now check back in for Park Center. Their lead has been trimmed to 5. Just a war down the stretch here.
Well, how about this? If she's able to knock these down, if she knocks the first one, we're at a 1-possession game, and now the pressure's on Park Center. You start feeling that lead slip away. You know what's at stake, the conference championship. That's when the pressure comes in. How can you play? Are they able to execute?
Schmidt, perfect again, knocks down a pair. It's 33-30. Crimson, give them credit for fighting back into this one. Iobamadeli throws it over Hayes' head and out of bounds.
And that's a pass that just has to be completed. A great post right there by Michaela Hayes. Defender playing behind her. Give her a nice solid pass so she can catch it and operate, because she's so successful when she gets the ball right there. Instead, ball's out too high over her head. Really an unforced turnover, and now Maple Grove with a chance to potentially tie the ball game.
3:06 remaining here, and not only in tonight's game, but in the regular season for both of these teams. Again, Park Center, and you see Maple Grove heading into the Section 5 4A tournament. Centennial, Osseo among the other top seeds with the Crimson, it would sound like. Champlain Park might be in that mix as well. And for Park Center, they are in the Section 3 of Class 3A. Of course, last year they broke through and won that tournament for the first time, beating De La Salle in the championship. I don't think it'd be a huge surprise if those two teams wind up in the finals again. That's kind of been the story the last several years.
No, I've said this all year, and I still mean it. I think the Northwest Suburban, you know, both sides from top to bottom, is one of the deepest girls basketball conferences in the state. Of course, you have the Lake Conference with a Hopkins, a Tonka, and Eden Prairie, even Edina at times. And Wayzata, you know, has a younger team that should be a force to be reckoned with. But, you know, the list goes on and on. I mean, Park Center, a state championship from last year. Maple Grove, Osseo, Champlain Park, Centennial, very good. So just a number of good, solid teams. And I think pretty well balanced, too.
Eckberg will inbound here. Maple Grove now to within 3. They get it into Tharp. Park Center looking to trap in the backcourt. Eckberg works her way to the front court. They get a little bunched up. Eckberg picks up her dribble, but shovels it over to Schmidt. Barker comes out to get it. 2:50 remaining. They get it into Schmidt, looking to attack on Hayes, but missed. Simonette the board.
Well, nice job by Hayes, just playing with her hands up, not picking up that 5th foul. I like what they did attacking her, but...
Here's Hayes rolling and scoring with the left hand. A big bucket there, 35-30.
You got to know, guarding her, Hayes likes to go to her left. You got to take that away, force her to go right where she's not quite as comfortable doing it, but a big-time move by the 6'1" sophomore.
Get a foul call on Simonette, and that'll be her 4th.
Yeah, and you can see it. I mean, Allie Schmidt just got to move her feet, stay in front of Michaela Hayes. Don't give up on that play. Don't give her the layup because she's so long. Or you got to fight around and try to front that, Jay, and don't let her catch the ball with that kind of position. She's just too tough offensively.
Eckberg will shoot 2 now. They're in the double bonus. Misses the first. Simonette didn't have many fouls for a while, but she's picked up 3 in a row now and has 4.
Well, she wanted to get in the mix, you know. She's jealous of some of her teammates.
Second free throw is good. I've had coaches that say, if you go through a whole game of no fouls or 1 foul, you're probably not playing good enough defense, because you're going to get some if you're in the action and being aggressive. 4-point lead, and that one's off Tharp's foot. It'll be a kick there on the Crimson, so Park Center gets the possession back.
Well, getting to your point, what you said a couple minutes ago with 5 minutes left, that was kind of the tricky time. I always think this is it with about 2 minutes. So it's not like you can hold for a last shot, and you don't want to be too aggressive where you force a bad shot, but you also want to still attack. So this is always a tricky times for an offense. Is how do you play with a 4-point lead and just under 2 minutes left?
See, if I'm Park Center now, I'm saying layups only. I don't think they can trap you on the perimeter enough to make you need to do anything other than that. Either be strong with the ball, get fouled, or take a layup and nothing else.
And something else to think about too is only 4 team fouls on Maple Grove, so they got to put themselves in a position at some point to be able to foul and get into the bonus to be able to get the ball back. So heads up play, Park Center just took about 30 seconds off the clock. Coach Cook, Maple Grove's going to have to start trapping or doing something different, either to force a steal or to pick up a quick foul.
That foul was against Barda, her 3rd, and again, as Ryan just said, only the 5th team foul. Barker's going to check out because she has 4 fouls. They'll have put Grace Jensen in to play defense and not have to worry about fouling. Barda's going to commit another quick one. That one looked like they wanted to take that foul right away. They know they need to get into the bonus here. So 1 more, and it will be free throws for Park Center. Dubois inbounding, gets it to Danielle Schaub, and they want a quick foul, and they'll get it from Jensen. So here's where Park Center, we'll see what they can do at the line. They've only shot 1 free throw in the second half. That was Hayes on the completion of a 3-point play.
And I think that's really just shows how much perimeter reliant they were in the second half. So many of those shots were, and they were good looks. They just kept shooting from 3-point line. Unfortunately, weren't making them. And we'll see if they can close the deal here by making free throws.
Perfect there for Danielle Schaub. She was 3 of 4 at the line in the first half. That's a total of 4 points now for the Pirates. That one made it a 5-point game, trying to make it 6 now. Minute 23 remaining. Second one also good, and it's a 6-point lead. Io Bomadelli will check back in. Danielle Schaub out. Inbounded to Barker. Maple Grove doesn't need to shoot 3s here, but just need to get in and get some looks fairly early. Good switch by Dubois to chase Barker off that dribble. Tharp will line up a 3, and that's way short and out of bounds. It will be Park Center ball. Simonette got there to bother her from the side.
Yeah, the referees are talking if that ball was tipped or not. I couldn't tell if it was tipped or if it just was enough that it threw Bartha off of her normal, or Tharp, excuse me, off of her normal shot.
Yeah, I thought it didn't appear the ball was touched. I thought either she might have ticked her on the elbow, which would have been a foul, or
it just threw her off her form.
Yeah. And they'll grab Hannah Schaub. Tharp will be called for the foul, and now it's, do you make your free throws or not? And that's what I was talking about earlier with Park Center. I think their guard play is strong enough that I don't think they really have that much fear of Maple Grove being able to attack their guards and trap them and give the ball up.
Well, they got great foot speed, Jay. In Maple Grove isn't overly quick, but they're usually very smart when they attack. And every time, even someone, for example, like Barker, who is pretty quick, but she can usually get by whoever she wants. So there's just been nowhere to go for her.
Hayes grabs the rebound in traffic and draws a foul and will shoot free throws. That was big.
And with a girl like Hayes, who's that athletic and tall, you can't just jump with her. You got to move her backwards because she's just so long that she can go right over you. Even someone like Maddie Tharp, who's 6'3", Hayes is just a little bit longer. You got to move her backwards, box out. You got to secure those missed free throws.
And Hayes not able to get this one to go, trying to make it a 3-possession game. Right now it's a 6-point lead. One more free throw would make Maple Grove's job that much tougher. Second one is right on the money for Michaela Hayes, and it's 38-31 Pirates. Hayes will check out, McCoy back in. Hayes has 4 fouls, so they want to keep her available and not have her get one on the defensive end. 55 seconds, Maple Grove down 7. Barda looking to drive it and is pushed. See if they'll get Iobamadeli or Dubois. It's going to be Iobamadeli picking up the foul, which will be her 4th. And Barda will shoot free throws again. Not really what Park Center wanted there, I don't think.
Nope, and I think if you're Maple Grove, I mean, those are plays I think Barda could have been doing all game long, is attacking the basket like that and just putting pressure on Park Center. And the way Park Center plays aggressively, maybe gotten into foul trouble even earlier and gotten to more free throws for Barda. And there's a rare, not only a miss, but an air ball by Barda.
Dubois will inbound, but first a timeout taken by Coach Vanderhyde as it's a 6-point game again. 52 seconds remaining in this one. I guess if there's a bright spot, it allows them to set up their full court defense by airballing that one, but obviously not what they wanted.
And let's not remember too, it's a 6-point game. That's a foul, a missed free throw, and 2 3-pointers. You know, so we've seen a lot crazier things in this, but you know, points have been at a premium here tonight, 38-32. So 6 points in the last 52 seconds, maybe asking quite a bit.
You at least want the opportunity to try it, though. And that's what they're setting themselves up for, the possibility. And I'm sure discussing right now too, who would we ideally like to foul? If, you know, you can't always pick, but there are certain players that have, you know, are very good free throwers for Park Center, and I know how well, you know, both these teams scout. They probably have a pretty good idea who they would like to foul.
And more than anything, too, Jay, is it's a great end-of-game situation experience for these both teams as they go into the real playoffs. I mean, ultimately, you know, whoever wins or loses, you know, Park Center wins, they're both conference champions. That, as great of a feat that is, it doesn't matter once you get to section. So I think coaches revel in an experience like this where you get to practice and go through game experience in a close game and working on end-of-game situations.
Hannah Schaub inbounding here for Park Center. And just gets it into her sister Danielle. She is fouled. Grace Jensen on the reach. And we were talking about free throwers here. Danielle Schaub, 71%. Hannah Schaub, 86%. That's outstanding. And even slightly better than that at 89 is McKenna Dubois. That's really up there for high school basketball. And then also 77% free thrower is Simonette.
Well, so McKenna Dubois, her dad was a basketball coach. And it's funny, oftentimes you'll see a coach's kid is usually the best free throw shooter. Because since those kids were about 1 year old, their dad was harping on them to be a good free throw shooter.
Barda comes back in. Danielle Schaub, just after I talk up their percentages, misses the first one, gets the second to fall. And they keep continually substituting offense and defense, both teams here. 39-32, 50 seconds left. Park Center trying to hang on and get a season split here with Maple Grove and a split of the conference championship. Tart rolling through the lane and is fouled and will shoot two. Park Center had forced her into a tough shot, but then McCoy will be called for the foul.
Yeah, that's a play you got to just defend, challenge it, get a hand up, but don't bail her out. That, like you just said, Maddie Tharp, that would have been a tough shot, a running jump shot going to her left. And maybe it wasn't a bad shot, the way Maple Grove shot free throws here this evening. You know, and just to get back to that, making free throws, I mean, if they would have shot 80% tonight from the line, Jay, this would be a tie ball game tonight. So, you know, free throws, I know we talk a lot about them, but they really a lot of times do decide the difference between winning and losing basketball games.
Tharp gets the second one to fall, so it's back to a 6-point game. This last 2 minutes has taken about 2 hours, I think, here. Inbounded to Simonette, and they quickly come up and foul her. Ekberg picks up her second, so good job by Maple Grove not to let much of any time tick off, and they will send Ann Simonette to the line. She is just 2 out of 4 tonight. We said a pretty strong free thrower overall for the year, though, 77%. good. So 40-33 lead here for the Pirates. Tharp and Barta coming back in.
Well, it's great. I like to see both coaches still coaching to win this game, platooning offensively and defensively. So you love to see great basketball, great rivalries as Simonette knocks them both down.
Yeah, the coach is really getting to work on their playoff chops a little bit here, I think, too, with all the late game situation. Here's Ekberg missing. Barker rebounds, hits the bottom of the rim with that one. Schmidt faking a three. She will drive. She is fouled by Hannah Shaw.
And the Park Center fans are irate over that call. Hannah Shaw looked like she had pretty good position, and Allie Schmidt almost like she was looking for that contact. And you mentioned that earlier. She's not afraid of contact and has a knack of getting fouled and getting to the free throw line. Free throw is good.
Schmidt's made the most of her opportunities at the line in the second half. Now 5 out of 5. 28 seconds to go. 7-point game. Not quite over yet. And makes a pair. And again, the substitution here. Hager coming in for Schmidt. 41-35. Park Center ball in the backcourt. Into Dubois, in trouble in the corner, but pushed by Griffith.
And Maple Grove had him right. Ooh, there we see speakers going down.
That fancy signboard takes a mighty tumble.
They got the biggest cheer maybe of all night, but back to the basketball. I mean, Maple Grove had him right where they wanted. They had Dubois in the corner, picked up her dribble, and that's where you just got to play really smart, try to get a turnover instead of it's a tacky push foul, and it's going to send Dubois back to the line here for 2.
Dubois' first point of the second half. Has 4 in the game. Be interesting to see if they let play continue or if they feel they need to get that signboard cleared out of there before they can. It's relatively close to the court.
Well, Jay, if you want to get down there and help lift that up, I'll cover here the last 26. Great teamwork right there, getting that.
Here's another look, and McKenna Dubois looking at, did I do that? What?
And great camera work, too. Forget the game. We want to make anything that's tumbling down, we want to make sure that we get it covered. And by the way, just to take a minute and thank all of our camera guys. We got some of the best, not only, in the state of Minnesota, but ever covering high school sports. I know you guys do a great job, and I know our viewers sure think that too. So great job to all our camera guys.
Big free throws by Dubois. Back out to Tharp. Short on the 3, and Park Center is going to win this one. They do throw it out of bounds here.
Not before one last unforced turnover. Well, congratulations to Maple Grove and to Park Center, going to be co-conference champions. And it's the second one for both schools, so very big accomplishment. And congratulations to both schools.
Now Park Center's got banners up here, and the only conference title in girls basketball came back in 1979. Gonna guess that was obviously well before any of these players were born. Was that even before you were born, Ryan?
I was born in November of '79, so I guess it would depend if that was.
It would have been the spring of '79.
'78, yeah. So it was. And I'm 35 years young, Jay. So it's been a while.
Simonette hits the free throw, and some of the fans starting to check out here. As you can see, Park Center is going to put this one away and get a piece of that conference championship. And Maple Grove trying to make a late substitution there. No, they're going to call timeout. 45-35.
I think Coach Cook just wanted to get a sub into the game and try to get some more players, get some more experience in a crunch time situation.
See Coach Vanderhyde letting the excitement show a little bit here late in this contest. And the girls from Park Center readily admitted last year, how much playing the Northwest Suburban obviously is almost exclusively 4A teams, and and how much they felt that helped them to be ready for that state tournament in 3A last year.
You beat a great Maple Grove team like this. You play, Osseo. You play, some Centennial, some other powerhouses too. It does nothing but get you ready for great competition.
And a good story. This is how Abby Rostamo checked in, and I believe she's the player that's just coming back off an injury and playing for the first time tonight, and that's why Coach Cook called that timeout to get her in and get a shot. He was telling me that during the JV game. So they did get a look for her. It did fall short, but she battled back hard to be able to play late in the season after a knee injury. Yeah. So Park Center is going to win it by a score of 45-35 here at a low-scoring slugfest, the kind that you often see in the playoffs too. So it's good preparation for that certainly here tonight.
Well, it does, and this was a pretty good example of what playoff basketball is going to be like. You're playing against better competition. They're going to scout you well. They're knowing what you want to do, and it's going to come down to taking care of the basketball, making free throws, and executing in tight game-like situations. And I thought Park Center's defense tonight is really what won it. Their perimeter defense just shut down Maple Grove, and you throw that in. I didn't think Park Center shot the ball very well, obviously, but they did just enough offensively. Michaela Hayes got going there in the second half. They got a nice inside out too, but I think their perimeter defense is what's going to take them if they're going to make a run again in the playoffs.
So nice win for the Pirates. They tie for the conference title. We'll be back to hear from the Pirates in just a moment here on 12 Sports. It's March Madness, and a spot in the state boys basketball tournament is on the line in the Section 5 4A championship.
I love Rogers High School for section basketball.
For the first time, you can see the game live on Channel 12 and 12.TV Friday, March 6th. Follow us on Twitter at 12 Sports for live tweets from Rogers High School on game night.
Osseo's going to go to the state tournament.
That's Friday, March 6th, live at 7 o'clock on Channel 12 and 12.TV.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
It's so shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Welcome back here to Park Center. The Pirates get a piece of the conference title in the West Division of the Northwest Suburban as they beat Maple Grove 45-35. Let's go down now to Ellie.
Thank you, Jay. I've got Hannah Schaub here and Michaela Hayes. Hannah, tonight was wild. The energy was so high. You had senior night, you had parent night, and you had a division title on the line, too. Talk about that intensity during that game.
Well, the intensity was super high. Our fans were obviously super loud, so that really kept us pumped into the game. And it being senior night and parent night, we all knew that it was like our last home official conference game, and it was for the championship, so we came out hard and we got the win.
As a senior, you're going to move on now into the sections. What is it like for you as you kind of think about your career as a whole and it being senior night? What does it say about your team and where you guys have come so far?
Well, I think that it shows that we came out far. It's not the end. We got to keep going, keep working hard, and we can only go up from here.
What sets your team apart in this conference to say, we took this title and we're here to stay?
I think our chemistry. Our chemistry is so good, and we all get along, and we're always happy with each other, so chemistry for sure.
All right, congrats, girl.
Thank you.
Michaela, you kind of had a little bit of early foul trouble tonight. Did that ever worry you at any point? Did you know that your team was going to be able to step up in your absence?
I got frustrated when I was getting fouled, but I believed in my team, and I sat out first half, but I knew that they were going to pull it out, and then second half we just came out really hard and really intense, so it really helped.
Last time you guys played Maple Grove, you guys lost by 2 points. Talk about how good it has to feel to beat them here tonight at home and to share a conference title.
We've been waiting for this game ever since we lost to them, so winning this, it feels really good, and we were just working really hard for this all through practice. We were waiting just for this game to give back to them, so the fact that we won it and got a conference title, and it's senior night and everything, is just a really good feeling.
What do you think the statement is that you guys want to make as you enter the section playoffs now?
Well, we already, last year, I think we have, higher expectations, but, we just have to work just as hard. So I think going in there, obviously we want to do as best as we can still. So even then, we just have to try as hard as we did before.
All right, guys, you got two pretty excited girls down here. I think they're going to go celebrate that victory. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you very much, Allie. Congratulations to the Pirates and also to the Crimson. They did not win here tonight, but they do share the conference championship with Park Center after beating them the first time around. Each team finishes 10-2 in West Division play, and they get set for what should be good playoff action in both of their respective sections. Hope you have enjoyed this one and all of the regular season games here. The playoffs ahead on 12 Sports. For Ryan Iverson, Allie Arnold, and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Once again, your final, Park Center 45 and Maple Grove 35.